So Facebook, huge community. You guys know a lot of you guys have personal pages. Some of you guys have a business page, and some of you guys are either members or possibly heading up a group. All of those things are going to allow you to extract value back. Remember, this is the age of big data, and there's no bigger company as far as big data than Facebook. So if you learn how to use this site, it's going to provide you with a lot of leads, a lot of conversations. It's definitely worth putting time and effort into this. So let's start laying the groundwork. To create a business page, this is the address you go, facebook.com/pages/create. Business pages are a great way that you can pinpoint a certain type of specialty that you have. A lot of people that have, brands, products, they specifically target those. I would not specifically target Virtual Financial as my page. I would cast the net a little bit wider as to who I kind of attract to come in there, and then I can start to influence them in direct and indirect ways. So if you are, if you have investment tips, marketing tips, you're a money management kind of guy, entrepreneur, marketing, all of these things will attract people, and you can start to develop a defined marketing strategy that's going to open conversations, lead to lead creation, and then we have a whole system that will spin that lead through, see what comes out of it. So choose your type of page. Are you a business or a brand or a community or public figure? Well, we're going to be over here, the business or the brand. So you're yourself or a brand, but you're not going to be able to set up a business page. I wouldn't be able to set up a Mike Amos business page. You're going to have to go out there and figure out, what do I have interest in? What's going to keep my interest? Posting every day, interacting. If you're not interested in what you set up the page to be, you're going to find it, kind of like a chore or a job to go through that every day. So find something you're interested in. You don't mind doing research. You don't mind posting about, and that's going to attract like-minded people that you can have conversations with. Choose your name wisely over here because, yes, it is possible to change your Facebook business page name, but it's very, very, very difficult. So if you guys know LinkedIn, Facebook, all of these social media sites, they don't have much customer service. It's always an email address. You kind of wait and see what comes back, if anything. So choose your name wisely. Make sure it's something that you're comfortable with. It's going to stick. You must manage your Facebook business page from a personal Facebook page. I get this question, quite often. Can I have a business page without a personal page? No. You have to have a personal page in order to start a business page. And the way that you connect with people is you invite people or they find your page, and as soon as they like it, it's going to create them to be a fan of the page. And they'll get, updates, news feeds about what's going on in your page. So whereas somebody connects with you as a friend on Facebook Personal, when they like your page, they become a fan and they get introduced on a daily basis, if you're posting daily, which you should, to all that information. So right here, we've got a couple of things we want to go through. Your profile picture right here is the smaller picture, and that needs to be about 815 by 315 pixels is the recommended size for your cover photo. I'm sorry, it should be over here. We should, the 180 by 180 should be with the profile page. I'll fix this. The other thing is your actual cover photo. That's the big cover in the background, and that should be 815 by 315 as far as the pixels. Now remember, your cover page is one thing, but your profile pic is actually something that's going to serve as a primary visual for your page, and that appears in your search results alongside any content that goes through your feed. It's generally like your first impression. If you were going to make a profile for a dating website, that's your picture that's going to show up when people are searching. So you want that to be, cool, catchy, serve its purpose. Once again, searches, content, this is what's going to show up. Okay, so let me minimize this right here. So on your cover photo, it should express your page's identity. What are you all about? Is this an entrepreneur page, marketing page, money management page, investing page? Whatever it might be, it should express your page's identity. One of the things that you can do, which I have not done, that I learned through going through some courses to prepare for this, is how we make memes on a daily basis? Well, your cover photo can also have some text or a call to action, promote a specific campaign, and that's going to lead to your call to action button down here, which we'll go through in just a minute. So your cover photo has the ability to instruct people to where you want them to go. Your Facebook cover photo right here, it's public, can't be deceptive, misleading, or infringing on copyright, and you can't encourage people to upload your cover photo to their personal timeline. Just some basic rules of thumb to follow. Your cover photo should be both very visual as well as simple. Don't make it too cluttered, too confusing, right down to the point, easy to see, easy to read. You can also use video in your cover photo. It can be anywhere from 20 seconds to 90 seconds long. So a photo or a video is acceptable for the cover, and those are some rules of thumb right there to abide by. Now, when you are in your Facebook business page, you're going to have to add some stuff because this description right here about is also going to come up in a lot of the searches. So that's where you want to get your phone number, your email address, your website, your mission, all of these things. What is this page about? What are you trying to do? And then once you have that set up, if you need to edit your description, you go right back to about right here. And usually the about is, 1 to 2 sentences, max of 155 characters. And basically it will show on your page and in search results. So your profile pic and your description are going to show up. So make sure both of those are solid and they look great and gets the message across. Now remember, create a username for your page. The username is going to show up, and that's really what's going to be something that you use when you're trying to cross-platform from one platform to the other. It's very important. You don't want it to be hard to understand, confusing, jumbled. It's a 50-character max for a unique name. This will also be the name when, like I said, cross-promoting. And you can see up here, Zuckerberg is /Zuck right here. So creating a username helps people easily remember and find your page. Remember, like the vanity URLs, instead of going to amos.vfgpro.com /anywhere, I sending them to virtualopportunity.info, playvideo.biz. Same thing here. If you were to relay your page name out to somebody orally on the phone, how easy it is for them to remember when you hang up the phone. So you want to get something out there that's easy to remember, that won't be confusing when they try to go back and identify your page to follow or like. Add a shortcut to your personal page for easy access to your business page. So remember, you can set up your shortcuts over here. If you are, for example, a member of Team Prosperity, that could be a shortcut. Any other groups, but also your additional business pages there. It's very easy to manage your things when you have the shortcuts, figure out what's going on. And then finally, you can customize your alerts for activity. You can choose to turn on or off whatever you want. New page mention, new post comment, all of these things right here can either be something that you are notified about or are not. And you can set those up under the notification tabs on the ledger over here. Now, below your cover photo, you have the ability to add a button. And this is important because if you've got a video that you want to push out, if you've got a website you want to push out, this is really where that's going to go. You are going to choose what you want your button to do. So it can say contact you, watch a video, learn more, any of this stuff. And like I said, it can lead to a video, landing page, website, really wherever you want to direct them to. So that button underneath the cover photo, and remember, we talked about the cover photo can have some additional writing that will instruct them to go to the call to action button. When you're developing a Facebook business page, you have to consider your business goals. What are your business objectives? What are your target market? And develop a page around the people that you want to come in that page and that you want to have conversations with, eventually engage and influence that audience for purposes of product sales, business potential interviews for business partners, things of that nature. Common reasons people use Facebook, of course, brand awareness. That's all about social media, building that brand, you as a person, then secondarily virtual financial. Customer retention, way to get to know, clients, business partners, things of that nature. Referrals to website, other marketing efforts. You have an opportunity to send people in different directions wherever you want them to go. Community building, once again, if somebody likes you, likes being part of the community, it's more likely they're going to do business with you. Customer service, great way to reach those people and do social selling. We talked about that in the introduction to social media. Those companies that use social selling far better off in the marketplace than those that don't. And then, of course, the business leads and conversions, big part of what we do, creating another funnel, another avenue to create leads that goes into the CRM with the communication schedule, with everything that we do. Something will come out of that, either business partner, client, or neither. So once again, if you are just using LinkedIn right now, if you're just using the cold market, it's too limited. You have to branch yourself out. You're not going to extract immediate value out of a Facebook business page if you're just building it. But over the course of the weeks and the months to come, you will start to learn more, start to be able to use that page more effectively, and that's when really you're going to start to engage the audience. Remember, just like in the intro of social media, engagement is the heart of social media. One size does not fit all. A page that I could put up and that I like running might be something you have zero interest in. You've got to figure out what you like, what you're interested about, what you enjoy talking about, and what you feel that you have some level of expertise to help people out that will be attracted to that page. Define your audience. Who am I looking for? On my page, I'm looking for entrepreneurs. And then secondarily, when I attract them, I'm looking for entrepreneurs with a vision in this environment of how to digitally disrupt, how innovation unlocks new value, how business models change, all of these things. But first and foremost, I want to attract the entrepreneur. Just like we have a circle of success, there's also a circle of inbound methodology. What do you need to really conquer Facebook and really get value out of there? Well, you need to attract people, you need to engage people, and then lastly, you need to delight your audience. So the first part of the wheel that we look at is the attract stage, and that's content that educates, informs, or entertains, facts, tips, how-to. You want something that people want to go to. If you have good content, people are going to go to your page. If you have crappy content, people are just going to ignore it completely and maybe even unlike your page and drop off. So the emotional connection really helps. So, making people laugh, making people think, educating people, putting them in a better position because they visited your page versus not. So the attract stage is the first and most important part of getting people to your page. Now, secondarily, you have to be able to engage, and that's content that helps them solve their problems. So if you are coming off, money tips, investment tips, whatever, marketing tips, that's really where you want to structure your content. You want to engage your audience and give them reasons to be coming back, give them reasons to look forward to the next thing that you post. And those could be videos, articles, memes, interview, classes, webinars, access to products, call to actions. You're going to attract people, engage people, and then lastly, you're going to delight. The delight stage is just content that helps them, connect or entertain, keeps them involved, and that's about building loyalty and driving retention. Driving people to your site is one thing. The engagement is second. Keeping them, interested in what you're doing on a daily basis is what's going to build the brand, build your page brand, and really continue to build the audience. Understanding the stages helps you determine the right approach. Every approach is not going to be the same, and they're not all, right or wrong. It's going to be about what best fits you, your personality, what you think about, what you want to talk about, what you want to post. Determine your strategy. Determine how your strategy ties into other marketing efforts. Remember, if you have social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, you can tie all this stuff together to blogs, to your email signatures. Everything we're trying to do is create a web of information that allows people, once they get in there, to get lost, get to know you more as a person, a business person, a brand, etc., and that's going to attract more and more people if you do it correctly. Okay, some things to consider when creating your Facebook strategy. What are your goals? What are you trying to get out of it? How you plan to use Facebook, defining your buyer persona. Remember, we've talked about this several times. If you do not know who you're looking for, you're going to end up with a lot of people that you don't want, and that makes this business much harder, starting to feel like a grind because you're starting to babysit people and trying to push people or pull people through. We're looking for people that are going to come in, use our resources, training, tools, support to really run wild with the platform. So define who you want and determine the right actions for the stages on your circle, your flywheel. And then how your Facebook efforts tie into your larger marketing strategies. Remember, you have individual strategies, you have a larger strategy. How does it all come together to form one big overall strategy? And what are your key performance indicators? What are your KPIs that you want to track for success? Get into that in just a minute. Measure for success. I'm a big proponent of accountability, knowing what you do, knowing what results that gets, and tweaking that until you're satisfied with results and you're able to use that to scale your operation. Social media is no different, guys. If you're just blindly throwing, things out there and not having any idea what's happening, you're going to get frustrated, you're not going to grow, you're not going to build, and you're going to lose interest in this. If you really dive down into the analytics and the metrics here, you're going to start to learn things about yourself, your page, your audience, how to improve, and how to create what we're all looking for, a lead generation system out of your Facebook page. So measure yourself for success, understanding what you're doing well, understanding what you're not doing well, sort of like the 12-week year on a daily basis. What am I doing? What are the tactics? What are my goals? And then am I reaching those goals? If not, we got to go back to the drawing board and try something new. Facebook Insights is going to give you a platform to check into that. It's going to help you improve your overall marketing strategy. Guys, you're not going to learn this overnight, but if you put some time, effort into this, when you do learn it, once again, I always talk about this, it's not only about you. Whatever you develop that's helpful to you and you can pass down to the generations underneath you, gets them off to a quicker, faster, more streamlined start, and it helps a lot more people find success than just throwing them out there and see what happens. With Audience Insights, you can obtain demographic and behavioral data about your audience and that of your competitors. Remember, if you're new, one of the things you want to do is look at some competitors, whether it's, digital marketing organizations, insurance companies, whatever it might be, kind of see what's working for them, what's not working for them, and learn from their successes as well as their failures. Insights help you find the right, interest within a wide group of people. With Audience Insights, you can discover, broad interest of Facebook audience, or like we just talked about, your competitor pages. The interest of people you connect with to your Facebook page, the interest of contacts in your consumer database, interest of groups to discover demographics like page likes, location, Facebook activity, devices, income. The more you know about your ideal client or partner persona, business persona, whatever you want to call it, the better it is, the more likely it is you're able to identify that person and build a strategy around specifically targeting that particular person or that group. So what you want to do for the insights is you want to go to Ads Manager. Now, you don't have to pay for advertisement to do this, and I strongly encourage you not to pay for any advertisement until you know what you're doing. Once again, I talked about this in the intro to social media. You can't just blindly throw money at social media and expect results. You're going to have to put there's a learning process here. So what you want to do is go to your Ads Manager, you want to go to Plan, and then you want to go to Audience Insights right here circled. Now, you can choose between analyzing everyone or just people connected to your page. Well, obviously, if you've got a brand new page with little to no likes yet, you're going to be concentrating on everyone on Facebook. Facebook gives you the opportunity to go out there and pinpoint demographics or groups that you're interested in targeting. So on the left side, you can look to create the audience column to determine what segment you want to analyze. You've got, this regions, countries, whatever, age, gender, interest, connection, pages, all of these things you can set up. And then secondarily over here, the interest section is a great way to uncover industry and competitor information. The more you know about the industry, the more you know about your competitors, the more you know about how to use these things correctly, the better you're going to get at this. And then pretty soon, once everything clicks, you've got a good understanding, you're going to be unstoppable, and that generational information that you pass down really is going to help fuel organizational growth. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what you can do with Facebook Insights. You can dive down very deeply into, knowing about, lots of people, groups, demographics, people on Facebook, and you can see it returns exactly what you're looking for, how to target these people, what devices they're on, what interests they have, what age you're looking for, gender, income, all of these things Facebook will allow you to pinpoint and go after. Well, when you're out there with your Facebook business page, what you're going to see is that there's some ways that you can kind of improve your strategy from the very start. 5 times a day, that's the number of times that HubSpot found that posting leads is going to lead to a higher engagement number. So 5 posts on a Facebook business page is, something that's recommended. Don't just throw out crap because it's going to take your audience and kind of water it down to the point they're not interested in what you're posting anymore. So if you don't have 5 things to post that you think are great that day, do what you can and try to build up. 2 times more engagement for posts with images than without visuals. We talk about this. This is a visual environment. The picture has to be aesthetically pleasing. It's got to jump off the page. The better that you get at doing this, better engagement you'll be. We've seen this just on memes through LinkedIn, Diana, Alana, all the people that take the time to go out there and really create memes. It stands out, puts you above the crowd, which really helps. And then 87%, that's how much posts with images account for the total interactions on Facebook. So if you're leaving that out, you're in that minority of the 13%. It's not going to get much engagement. Best Facebook posts are visually appealing to the eye. Once again, we just talked about this. It jumps off the page, it's got nice colors. If you were flipping through pages and the post that you posted jumps out at you and it calls you to pause for even a couple of seconds, go for it. And then also, we talk about this, the internet's moving to more video-based interaction. Video is a great option to tell stories. It's better to upload pre-produced video to Facebook rather than sharing a link from YouTube or any other site. So what you want to do is when you post like a YouTube link, it's going to be there. But when you actually upload the video as an MP4 version, it's going in your videos, it's going to be saved, and it starts to build a library where people can go through and look at some of your other stuff. If you don't know how to change a YouTube video to an MP4 version, I've got something on the YouTube channel that is a step-by-step instruction on how to do that. And then down here, quick little blurb, 5 to 10 seconds is the time you have at the start of the video to make it as compelling as possible to encourage the user to view the full video. So if you're a boxer coming out, you got to swing hard in that first 5 to 10 seconds to try to grab the attention. And if you look at, like, when you're ever on YouTube, if you look at those commercials, you know, they only have a few seconds to grab you before you can skip that video. Kind of get your mindset around that. If I had only 5 seconds, what am I going to say to try to grab that audience, try to push them or entice them to watch the rest of the video? And then if you are writing blog articles, LinkedIn articles, remember, cross-platform. You can take these and post them to your Facebook business page. But remember, just like we always say, email marketing, articles, you want the titles to be grabby, and you want them to entice them to open that. So you want to write a compelling meta description here, you know, online advertising, everything you need to know. Well, what do I need to know? Let me click on this and check it out. So you're not summarizing the article. It's like, you know, you're baiting them to get through the rest of the article or to click through. Remember, the headlines, the click-through, that's half the battle. That's where a lot of marketers fail. And that's why they don't get many clicks, not many views. Remember that if you're writing an article, disperse it over many different platforms and make sure that meta description or that title is catchy. Facebook Live is another feature to explore multimedia content on Facebook. Remember, guys, this goes for all of us. We're uncomfortable for the most part in front of a camera. You don't have to look perfect. People really don't want you to look perfect. They want somebody who's real. And if you can get in the habit of just being authentic and real, people are going to gravitate to that. They don't want fake. They don't want, you know, highly produced content some of the time, but, you know, people want to get to know you. Remember, you're a brand, you're a person, you have personality, you have certain ways that you are going to come across in a video. That's important to let your, you know, not only your people that you're already in your page, but other people get to know you a little bit better. Don't be afraid of live video. Get used to it. The first few will be probably a little gut-wrenching because you're not going to think it looks good. It doesn't have to be perfect. The imperfections is what's going to make it original. And then over here, Facebook Stories let users curate photos and videos that are available for 24 hours before disappearing. Not a big deal, but it's something to keep track of later on. It's not something I would concentrate on in the beginning, but later on it's a way to, you know, continue to develop that page. Facebook Instant Articles allow publishers to post content in a format that loads well on mobile. Remember, we talked about 25% of the Facebook users only access Facebook on the application. So we have to take that into consideration. Not all these articles are going to look great in a mobile, you know, not going to be mobile optimized. So what you can do is instantarticles.fb.com. You can sign up for your Facebook Instant Articles, and they'll be mobile optimized. And then to the right of that, Facebook 360 allows publishers to tell immersive stories that share places and experiences with their fans. They get to look around. Anything that allows the other side to take control, be interactive, to have some type of interaction there, it's a great place to be. So these are all just things that you can develop over time that will put you ahead of a lot of other people in our industry, as well as other marketers from other industries as well. And don't forget, Twitter has pinned posts, same thing with Facebook. So you can go on your business page right here, the very, very top, you're going to see if you post something, those 3 dots will open a menu and you can pin that. And essentially what that means is when somebody goes to your page, no matter what new posts you have, articles, memes, videos, whatever you pin is going to be the very first thing they see. So you got a killer video, killer article, whatever it might be, pin it, and it'll get that top view when somebody comes onto the page. Think differently, guys. Remember, we talked about 3% of the online influence has 97% of that influence. So 3% of the online population has 97% of the online influence. If you can start to learn from these people, start to migrate over closer to that side, it has deep, deep value, and it will richly reward you for the effort that you put into that. Once again, it's not going to happen overnight, but if you're dedicated to the process of learning, trying, reflecting, tweaking, you're going to get it right eventually. Never stop trying to attempt to acquire followers. The more followers you have, the more ability you have to engage, communicate, and eventually influence that audience for what you're trying to do. Your followers are valuable as an advertising audience. Once again, if you were going to set up a seminar in a local hotel, traditional model, and nobody shows up, doesn't matter how great your seminar is, no one's going to hear it. So what you want to do is always look at your followers with value, treat them well, talk with your audience, not to your audience. You're not talking directly to them, down to them. You're talking with them. Open conversations, provide value, let them get to know you as a person, as a business, and as a brand. Engagement is still what matters the most, guys. Posting the activity is just the first step. It's the engagement is the heart of social media strategy. Once you get good at this, things are going to take off for you. You can see down here, 20 to 40% is how much more customers spend with companies that engage and respond to customers via social media. So yes, a big part of what we do is the business build out with partners, but we also have the product side as well. So you want to get a good mixed bag of both of that when you're interacting with your audience. Create content that will encourage engagement. Once again, if you're posting, encourage your audience to engage with you. And that's really a learning process. So you're going to post first, and you're going to learn how to engage your audience. When content is highly engaging, boost it. So right down here, you're going to have a blue button with your post. It's going to say boost. And what that means is, let's say you go to your Facebook business page, and all of a sudden you see something and you're kind of shocked. Well, that had a lot of engagement. Well, you can go and boost that and kind of, send it back through and get more engagement out of it. So once again, if something's performing well, might even catch you off guard, boost it. Something's going well, roll with it. Don't stop it. Highly informative, entertaining, or delivers much needed education to the audience. This is about what you're trying to do here. Likes versus comments versus shares. They're different, they're important, but some are more important than others. So a page like is how basically a user from the other side raises their hand and says, yes, I want to see updates on your news feed. I'm going to like your page, and then I'm going to, continually to get that coming through your news feed. Your page posted, your page posted. One of the things that is pointless is to buy likes. It's not about the number of people that you have. Yes, you want to acquire followers, but if you're buying likes, most of the time those are fake accounts, they're farmed accounts. They provide zero value. Just to have a number on your page, not really that important. What's important is the engagement of the audience. If you got 30, 40 people that you're engaging with, more valuable than having 300 or 400 that no engagement is going on. So don't think that you can just buy your way into being a productive page, because buying those likes, they're essentially worthless. Facebook's algorithm looks specifically at engagement rates. How many likes, how many comments, how many shares do you have? Remember, a post, like, we're all used to this. It's the emoticons right here, thumbs up, smiley face, hearts, all of these things. Engagement baiting, when you're out there telling people to do this or do that for the point of engagement baiting, Facebook's cracked down on that, so they'll deprioritize your post. You want to have organic growth, so you make sure you take that into consideration. You don't want to get penalized by Facebook, because they'll start to drown you down with the rest of everybody else instead of having your post be more visible to the public. Comments and shares boost engagement, then Facebook will give your post more search. So once again, if people are commenting, you have to comment back, good or bad. Don't argue with people. That's the worst thing that you can do on that. If you're going to get into some type of a spirited debate with somebody, come with facts, appreciate their opinion, don't talk down to them. That's one thing. And the shares. The more shares you get, that means people are liking the post enough to want to disperse it to another audience outside of your page. That's really where the heart of a Facebook business page is going to come from. How many shares can you get on your information? Because the more shares, the bigger audience outside of your page attracts more people to your page. Engage directly with your fans. We've talked about this in the intro of social media, but you want to make sure that you don't ignore people. If somebody's taking the time to comment on your post, remember we talked about an example. I feel like if you were at a cocktail party, a dinner party, and somebody came directly up to you, started talking with you, you said nothing, ignored them, it's very rude. So engage directly with your fans. Comments provide valuable insights into your audience base, your products, and your competitors. It's all about learning about who's on my page, what do they like, how do I best service them to get what I'm looking for. The more shares you have, the bigger your reach. We just talked about this. Share out of all of those. Likes, comments, shares is the best one. The more shares you get, bigger audience disbursement, and the more people that will come back to your page, give you that like, which all of a sudden they're connected, and they're going to get your news feed. Create highly visual content. Once again, it's all about how do things look, and share more video. We talked about this. The more video-based productions you can get, going live, uploading videos, all of these things really help your reach and really help people be entertained by what you do, like what you do, and want more of it. If you have a video down here, guys, and it's watched for more than 30 seconds, Facebook looks at that as a positive. They're going to boost that post. So if you've got a video on there and it's 19 minutes long, some people might not even click on there. If you have a video that's a minute, 2 minutes long, they're going to click on it. If they know that they've only got 60 or 90 seconds more, they're going to stick on that. So smaller videos will allow you to get more opens. And if you got something decent, as long as they're on there for more than 30 seconds, boost the post. Conduct polls. Remember, we talked about this in the intro of social media. People love to give their opinion. Everybody does. That's pretty rampant on Facebook. So you've got all of these things over here that you can do. One of these is conduct a poll. Get your audience talking. Remember, people love to give you their opinion. Ask questions. People love to give you their opinions. And then run a competition. Get people encouraged to refer people over to your page as part of the content. Now, some studies show that Facebook prioritizes live events. So let me give you an example. I've got a friend, I probably haven't seen him in 20 years plus. Met back with him on Facebook. He lives around the area. I just haven't had a chance to go see him. He's always on Facebook going live. He owns a couple comic book stores, I think. The material is really not that interesting. It's auctions and things, but every once in a while I'll stop just to see what he's up to. The other day he was moving from one location to another, went live. I don't know why I stopped on it. I clicked. I watched for a few minutes. People will watch live stuff. And if you get in the habit of having live events and promoting those live events, it's something that Facebook really get behind and show support for. And then show behind-the-scenes footage, just like I talked about. He was only moving from one location to the other, moving boxes, talking, but I stopped. It caught my attention for just a minute. People want to see you, how you do things. Behind-the-scenes footage is some great material so that your audience gets to know you, not on that professional level where everything, is the finished product. What are you doing behind the scenes to get ready on a day-to-day basis or to get ready for a live event? Promoting your page to reach more people. This is the ultimate, goal in the beginning. I need my audience. Once again, if you got great content but nobody sees it, doesn't really matter. So invite people you know. So when you start your Facebook business page down here, you're going to see invite friends. Now you could do a big lump sum invite, or you can go through and individually click on the people that you want to invite. Remember, inviting everybody to your page, probably not the best course of action. You want to invite the people that fit into that persona that you're looking for. If they're already friends, they fit into there, great. If they're friends and they don't fit into that persona, don't invite them to your page. And then share your page from other social media outlets. On your introduction connection message on LinkedIn, you should have a blurb that says, hey, connect with me on these other platforms. I'd love to get to know you better. Here's my Facebook business page, Twitter, Instagram. If you can get somebody from other platforms connecting on cross-platforms, it helps build the relationship, helps them get to know you a little bit more, and makes them feel comfortable in starting to interact with you. Think of creative ways to let your customers know you're on Facebook. Now, we are not a traditional brick and mortar kind of location. So one of the things that you are going to have to get in the habit of doing is using digital marketing. So if you want to take two things at once and try to get followers to your page, but also promote some of the things that you do, this is just an example. Like my page, get a free financial needs analysis, $1,500 retail value with seasoned consultant, no cost, no obligation. And don't forget to put a page link on your email marketing. Your email signature should give people an opportunity to get to know you on other platforms. Once again, weaving a web of information to get lost so they get to know you a little bit more. The more they get to know you, the more comfortable they feel with you, and the easier it's going to be to interact with that person. Advertise live events. We just talked about this. If you know you're going to go live on a certain day for something special, like for example, we're at the WealthWave convention, we'll probably set up something, we're going to go live, and then we are going to promote that. And this is all things that people want to see. They want to see that, we're not just at home in our home office just doing this on a daily basis. We're out there, we're exploring the world, we're with partners, we're doing cool things. Advertise those live events that lead up to the live event and will help grow your audience. And then create a page that will engage people. So create a group page, and that's really important. So Facebook business page is one thing, but you can also create a group. And if any of you guys are in some of the other independent agency groups or whatever, you can see how it's a lot easier to grow an audience through a group than a business page. And you can use that group to advertise, to get people onto your business page, to get people onto your landing pages. Really, you should be thinking about developing a solid business page as well as a solid group or more. If you're the leader of that group, you created that group, once again, it's a great way to mine data, get to know people, and build out your influence as a marketer, as a business partner, whatever it is that you're trying to get out there and get the message across. Also, a good way to build your following is capitalize on trending topics. Something's trending, just like I showed you guys in LinkedIn. When you log in to that right-hand side, what are people talking about right now? If you want to talk about something, you want to talk about something that other people are engaging with. Same thing here. Trending topics in the news, on Facebook, other social media platforms, capitalize on it. People are already talking about it. Use that to your advantage. And then once again, if your post is doing well, go back and boost that post. Continue to put more energy, momentum behind that post to keep it going. And then also, learn from other people. Review content from competitors and similar brands. If people are doing things well or they're not doing things well, you can learn from both sides of the spectrum. The value of building and engaging your community. Remember, the Facebook page right here and the Facebook group page are two separate things. You should be concentrated on both of those. On a Facebook business page, you have built-in analytics with Facebook Insights. You have a call to action button that we talked about. You have the ability to boost your Facebook page and your page post, the ability to like and comment as your Facebook page, and the ability to add apps, services, other things that your fans can easily, go on to order products, make a booking, get a quote, all of these things. For example, if you had a setup where if you bought traditional term insurance, you can get a free quote to see if you qualify for the upgrade. You just have to get in the habit of learning how to open conversations. Things will start to develop. If you don't have a lot of leads, you're not opening a lot of conversations, all of a sudden there's white space on your calendar. You start to get into the mindset, this isn't working for me, I'm drifting. You drift too far and you quit. Immerse yourself in this. Expect to fail. Expect not to get any value out of it first. It's a learning process. Now, on the Facebook group page, you have built-in analytics called Group Insights, the ability to set it as private, closed, or secret, the ability to post documents, create polls, even buy, sell in your Facebook group chat, and the ability for members to receive notification about new posts to the group. So both of these provide value. Learn how the differences are between the Facebook page, Facebook group page, and use both of them. 1 billion people around the world use Facebook groups, and 100 million see groups as the most important part of their Facebook experience. Going forward, groups is going to be a huge part. I'm already starting to see where if you can go in and insert your influence with good information that people gravitate to, Not only are they going to be interested in more about what you do in that group, they're going to be more interested in knowing you as a person, business, what is this person all about. Groups are an easy way to reach an audience that may be bigger than your page. So if you've got a couple hundred, Facebook business page likes, it might be easier to get, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 plus people on a group page. Group is a great resource you're providing to your customers and your prospects. So once again, the group can tie into the business page. If you're running a group, you're influencing that group, you can have people come over to your page as well. So they both work in tandem together. Promote your group. Just like you're trying to attract followers for your business page, you're also trying to attract followers to the group. People that want to be part of that group, interact with that group, watch it grow. And then once you're in there, you can share links to landing pages. Like I said, you can advertise your business page. Lots of things that you can do in there. And then offer free content that drives them to a landing page where you can collect email addresses. Remember, if you're collecting email addresses, what does that do for you? Well, that creates a list for your email marketing campaign. It's all intertwined. If you do things correctly, it becomes a domino effect where you've got value coming out of every direction that you can use for different parts of your marketing. So you want to drive people to pages, ClickFunnels, landing pages that will collect their data. Once they voluntarily put in their name, email address, phone number, you're allowed to reach out to them until they say, stop, unsubscribe. It's a great way to get that email marketing campaign list going. And then once you get up to a certain amount, I think it's 2,000, I'm not sure. Guys, what I did, I started with a virtual financial business page, and then all of a sudden, months into it, I decided this isn't working for me. I don't like this. I don't think it's attracting the right type of people. People are really not interested in that. And then secondarily, if you've got, 250, 300 virtual financial business pages out there, it waters it down. So once again, get more of a general blanket theme out there. And then once you start to attract enough people, other things will open. You can create some custom sidebar links that might go to your Instagram feed, other things that you might have. Once again, just intertwining the cross platforms together. Tracking and measuring results using Facebook Insights. Remember, if you know what you do, know what results that gets, it's much easier to build. So at the top of your business page, there's a thing called Insights. It's circled right here in red. When you click on that, it's basically going to give you a 7-day snapshot. How's your page doing? How's your post doing? And you can learn from that, learn very valuable information. You can look at it there, but you can also up here at the top when that pulls up, you can export that data from the export link, and you can go and study it. If you're a numbers person, you're good at that, this is going to be right up your alley because the metrics analytics is going to show you the way to be successful, what you're doing well, what you're not doing well, piggyback off the things you're doing well, things you're not doing well, learn from the failures. Also, using these tabs over here on the left, you can view different aspects of your page metrics. So how many, followers, how many likes, how many reaches, how many page views. All of this stuff is, metrics and analytics that are going to greatly help you go forward, build a powerhouse page that will start to, extract the value that you're looking for. On the likes tab, you can see how many likes you gained or lost each day. And then secondarily, under here, there's a net likes graph that you can see the number of new likes minus the number of unlikes on a day-to-day basis. So how are you doing? How are you performing? Are you growing? Are you retracting or contracting? Remember, if you're not growing, you're dying. You always have to have a growth mindset. And in the reach tab over here, which is the same thing right here, reach, and that same column, it's going to show you the number of people your posts were served to, broken down by organic and paid traffic. Once again, if you're new, don't be going out there using paid advertisements yet. We're going to, in the coming weeks, get into more about, how to set up advertisements, how to pay for those, et cetera. But in the beginning, if you don't know how to use the page, what you're doing, there's no sense blindly throwing money at it. It's going to come back with poor results. So you're going to be looking at, in the beginning, the organic growth right here of your traffic. And then over here, the page views. That tab helps you figure out how many people got to your page and where they actually went once they arrived. Just like a landing page, they get introduced to the front side. Where are they going on the back side? Does it make sense? Does it have some type of uniformity to what they saw on the front side? Once again, it's just connecting the dots. Where are they going? How did they get here? Where do they go from there? And you create that kind of maze that you're sending them through to get them inundated with your company, your culture, yourself, your brand, what you're doing as an overall theme or point of view for your page. And then over here, you're going to be able to check the posts. The post tabs is the most useful. Here you're going to find a graph of when your fans are usually online. So when's the best time to post? Because you want to make sure everything that you do, learning from these metrics and analytics will help you. So if you're posting during the peak hours, that's great. This graph is going to tell you exactly when that should be. And then below that is going to be a record of your published post in reverse chronological order. So, what's there, how is it doing? Once again, if it's doing well, you can see I can boost the post over here. And then finally, sorting by the engagement rate really helps because this is going to allow you to see what's doing best. It's going to help you spot high-performing posts that you can go back and boost. So once again, what's doing well, what's not doing well, continue to put momentum and energy behind what's doing well, learn from the things that aren't doing so well. And then finally, when you click on the people reached right here, you're going to see a whole section open up, and it's going to tell you how many people were reached, how many reactions, comments, shares. Once again, these are all metrics and analytics to learn from to better yourself. And you can also sort by reactions, comments, or shares. So, remember, if sharing a post is one of the most valuable things that can happen, what's getting shared? Let me go back and revisit this. Why did this get shared, in my opinion? Let me go back and try to duplicate that process in upcoming posts. And then finally, the video tab over here gives you robust data about how your video is performing on Facebook. So once again, how long were they viewing it, how many people it reached, and you can see the top videos for the date range you've chosen. Once again, if something's working well, roll with it. If it's not working well, try to learn from what happened there to better yourself going forward.